Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
So, Jake, in case you've been living under a rock, we do a podcast.
Yeah, it's true. I do live under a rock, but I knew that.
Oh, okay. Well, and just a little bit of trivia for you. Which podcast in the podcast world actually have the most listeners or like the most popular podcast?
I think everybody's heard of like a few of them, even if you don't listen to them. There's Pod Save America, and there's Joe Rogan, and there's
No, like what's of the theme of podcasts, which theme is the most popular?
Oh, that's good. It's not sports related, is it?
I don't know. This is my own research, and I'm going to say it's fact.
Okay.
I'm not tell you the
Yeah,
answer.
you're just asking me like you knew any of this, but instead you're just like, I thought you would know.
Yeah, Jake, come on.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking it up to see if there's actually like data around. Yeah, okay, I was right.
Oh, good, cool. That cleared it all up for you.
This is also
everybody
like
else got as much out of it as you did.
this is also like true to life of going. I will state something as fact and then look it up afterwards and going, oh yeah, I was right. I knew it all along.
Yeah, that's kind of the going standard lately, I think.
And for those listeners that are yelling at their podcast listening device right now, they are right. The most common podcast show theme, true crime.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's like the old Standby.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like Serial got the whole thing kind of kicked off in a way. Right.
Yes, that was such a good show too. It's funny. So as I'm looking at the answer to this, it says that the popular podcast show themes include true crime, comedy, news, pop culture, and history. And honestly, isn't true crime all of those?
Yeah.
Like it's okay, it can't be comedy. It is news. It can be pop culture, and it's definitely history. Like I'm not telling you about a future crime that I'm going to commit. No, you don't say that on a podcast.
Any admission of criminal intent on this show is strictly satirical, per our attorney. So.
Yeah, the attorney that I just made up. But yes, yeah. So today we are going to talk about some true crime that happened in the secondhand sales market.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Like,
And
what are we dealing with here? How crimey is it?
how crimey is it? That is such a, is that a word?
It is now.
Oh, some of them are, so I'm actually going to share 3 stories today. They're going to go pretty quick. But I did not include anything that had murder in it. And there are some that are out there that are like that. But part of me is going, I picked these stories because they're not too far out there, but also kind of like, what are people thinking? I mean, honestly, for those that are like con people, people that are lifelong criminals, what are you doing? Stop doing that. That's my PSA for today. Okay. Jake, you ready for story number 1?
Yes, I think I am. Give myself kind of in the right mindset here to kind of. It's been a minute since I've listened to any kind of true crime podcast. I feel like I don't think it's wrong for me to say that that's really more the domain for ladies of the podcast listening sort.
Well, that's because, Jacob, men are usually the criminals.
Right. Like, what do we have to learn from it listening to this? Like, I know how I would do it. It's okay.
Actually, now that I'm looking at this, the criminals in every story that I have is a male. So.
Right. I mean, right. Yeah.
So, Jacob, I would like for you, as the male perspective, to tell me,
how would I do it?
Why is the male genitalia causing these crimes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one I have, I am
Did I
dubbing.
speak to the criminal intent of other genitalia I can barely speak to that of my own. But go on. Let's get the story started.
But you know what? If this whole bit shows up on South Park, I'm gonna be so upset that I didn't get credit for it. Okay, the first story I have, I'm calling it Drugs and Yard Sales Don't Mix. And kids, I feel like that's just a fact. Even though I'm going to tell you about this true crime, it is a fact. Drugs and yard sales don't mix. So this took place in, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Muncie, Indiana. It's just outside Indianapolis. The criminal's name is Michael O'Neill, and he walked into a local yard sale completely shirtless and acting erratic.
All right.
Um,
It's a great
Michael,
start. It's always a good start when a guy shows up without a shirt on. It's
and
like it's always going to turn out really well for everybody.
well, and also too, I mean, so here's the thing: if you need a shirt, go to a garage sale or yard sale. They probably have t-shirts. But if you are going in shirtless and that's not what you're shopping for, put a shirt on. Like, I feel like garage sales and yard sales don't need to have sign that say no shirt, no shoes, no service, but you can always put it up, I guess.
Yeah, no shirt, no shoes, no problem. We got all you need here.
So he walks into his yard sale completely shirtless, and instead of like partially shirtless, completely shirtless, and started to become aggressive and argumentative with the people that were hosting the yard sale, with people that were there shopping at the yard sale. And he became really agitated. Jake, this is going to get you because I know that you love dogs, but he actually kicked the dog of the people that were hosting the yard sale. Like,
Wow. No
yeah,
shirt, no shoes, no manners.
yeah. I mean, part of me is going, okay, that's a ticket straight to hell. You don't kick dogs.
No.
So the police arrived, and whenever they arrived, he had already left the yard sale, but the police caught up to him and wanted to talk to him. And he again became aggressive. He took a swing at one of the police officers, so they detained him. Whenever they were detaining him, they took him down to the ground. He had an injury, and so they had to take him to the local hospital to get checked out. Witnesses at the yard sale said that Michael, the guy who was clearly on something, stole a couple of silver bracelets while he was at the yard sale. So whenever the police went to the hospital to interrogate him, he was wearing the bracelets in his hospital bed. So yeah, I got you on that one. But it turns out that Michael was on fentanyl. So nasty drug. No one should be taking it for poops and giggles. But
I'm glad
again,
I appreciate you kind of being the voice of reason where no one has ever really pointed out that you shouldn't use fentanyl. I'm glad that they can hear it on this podcast. It's good that you took a moment to let the listener know that, oh, you shouldn't actually be taking that. I appreciate you.
well, I'm not going to promote it at all.
I-
Just like I'm promoting, don't do drugs and go to yard sales. Like, don't do that either.
If anything, just stay home and do fentanyl, is what we're saying.
If anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was our true crime number one. Michael went into a yard sale near Indianapolis, shirtless, on drugs, stole some things, kicked a dog, took a swing at a police officer, got arrested, found
Yeah.
found the things that he stole at the yard sale on the person as they went back to the hospital to check him out. And yeah, he is
I tell you, Michael in Muncie. I mean, if you're ever feeling, I don't know, like if you already don't feel bad enough for not being productive, look at what this guy got done in one day. Not even a full day. I
and he
mean,
wasn't even wearing a shirt.
right? Like,
Yeah. But don't kick dogs.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
Okay. True crime number 2. Now, as I was reading about the story, listening to the news reports about it, I'm just going to come out and spoil it for everyone. What a dick. Like, this person scammed a bunch of people. Okay, so I've titled this one Estate Sales Con Man.
Okay.
So the criminal in this case, his name is Alan Davidson. I shouldn't say criminal. I should probably say alleged because he has not been brought up on charges,
Okay.
but he should be. Alan Davidson, he's in New England. He's done estate sales in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, like that part of New England,
Mhm.
under the company name of Chestnut Hill Estates. The company name doesn't really matter because he also has 13 other estate sale companies under his name. And
Wow.
part of me's going, and I mean, I went to an estate sale recently where I saw an individual there that was working, and I was like, wait, he was actually working at another estate sale I'd been to a couple months before, and it was two different companies. That doesn't mean that he couldn't have switched to estate sale companies, but also I'm pretty sure several of the estate sale companies have multiple estate sale companies, or they hire from the same crews or something like that.
You're right. Nothing weird about that necessarily.
No, but the weird thing is that this guy continues to con people out of money due to them, owed to them. So what Alan was doing is that he was working with people that wanted to have an estate sale. So for one person they talked to, she was downsizing. She had a beautiful Victorian mansion and she wanted to downsize. Another person, his wife needed to go into assisted living, and so they were moving out of their family home, and he wanted to have an estate sale company come in, downsize everything because his wife was moving out. He was going to move into another living facility. And they talked to two other people, but like all of them were in that same situation. No one's family member had died. It was they were downsizing and it was their stuff. And they had hired an estate sale company to come in. And these houses were gorgeous.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think one lady, she was moving out of her Victorian era mansion and it had like 22 rooms. So, yeah. Like to put into context of like, these are big things. Like you're probably going to have a lot of collectibles, a lot of vintage, a lot of antiques.
That's just hard for me to really like fathom. I mean, I think the only time I've seen a place with that many rooms has been just like the different little like phony bedroom kitchen setups they have in an IKEA. It's the only time you'll ever see that many rooms in one place.
Honestly, I don't think IKEA has that many rooms in
Yeah.
their floor. I mean, whenever you're thinking about a 22 room mansion, house, whatever, that's kind of like a boutique hotel. I mean,
Yeah.
also it didn't say, but now I'm real curious of like how many bathrooms did it have?
That's the thing. Like 22, like, yeah, like 3 kitchens, 14 bathrooms, 2.5. So there's like, you really got to be on either the west or the south wing, if you want to have a good time here. Otherwise,
Or upwind of everything.
mm,
So anyway,
I don't even know what you do with that many compartments in your living space. They're like, oh, they're like, this is, and you have to have the right kind of accent and outlook on the world to be able to maintain living in that sort of setup.
yeah, I feel like the other thing is like how do you clean that many blinds? How do you clean like what's the cleaning schedule?
Well, it's really some of those rooms are for the help. Like I keep the help in this room, and their dusters stay in this room. And when I ring this bell, they go from this room to that room and get the dusters, and then go to this room where the dusting occurs.
Okay, Jake, so hear me out. If I bought a house that had 22 rooms in it, one, I'd probably never see my husband again because we would never find each other in this house. But two, I mean, you essentially would have to have live-in staff to take care of that much space. Could you charge the staff rent, but like at a lower rate? But it's going, okay, Jerry, you take care of the grounds and your rent's only $400. Or do you give them room and board as part of their income?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're kind of describing a model that we might get to with the housing situation, you know? It's like, yeah, you know?
Well, okay, I'm just putting this out there. Rich people that have a house that's 20 plus rooms, let us know how you do this. We're curious. The poor side of the world wants to know how you make it work. So, okay, so what Alan was supposed to do for each one of these estate sales that he was contracted to run is that he was going to give the homeowner, the owner of this stuff, an itemized list of everything that was sold. So he was going to give them, this was the asking price, this was the sell price, and in his contract he was going to keep 25% of the profit, and then the homeowner would get the rest of it.
Okay.
And again, before you go into an estate sale, they give you an idea of like, hey, the range for what we think that you can make from this sale is about this amount. So one house that that they wanted to go after him for what he did, I think he had quoted them about, $35,000 in profit to be able to get from the sale. But what ended up happening is that he would mail them a check and it was way below what they were expecting. Like one lady received $5,000.
When she
And
was promised something closer to 25 or 30.
yeah, so it was supposed to be substantially a lot more. Another person, they received a check, but then the check bounced.
Oof. Okay. Is that good?
No, that's not good.
Okay,
Don't
that's not good.
bounce checks.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a bouncing check could be kind of fun, but that sounds like it's not good.
No, no. Bouncing is fun. Like I love a good bounce house. Like if you ever want to invite me to your child's birthday party and they have a bounce house, I will throw them kids out and like this is my bounce house. Love a bounce house. A bounce
Just
check.
figured we'd have some fun with the bounce term. That was good.
A bounce check is never good. And then one person actually received a check from a different estate company. So while he did it he was doing their estate sale under the Chestnut Hill Estate Sales Company. They received a check from a different estate sale company, but like again,
Yeah,
check
the
it out.
guy got his wires crossed. He's like, oh, nuts. I sent him a check from the wrong fake company.
It definitely feels like a Ponzi scheme, right? Like, oh, the check's in the mail. Yeah, well, it's the wrong check, or it didn't have money in that account. Um, and the other thing is too is that all these people are going through major life changes, the downsizing, the moving of a family member into assisted living, like it's all this other stuff. And these people were honest. They're going, we had so many other things to worry about that they didn't have the bandwidth to track down Alan Davidson to like take him to small claims court to like, hey, where's the rest of my money? Where's my itemized list? And so they feel like he is preying on people in these situations to essentially scheme them out of money and keep a vast majority of it. And the reason why I say he's alleged, because they have not brought any charges against him. And all these people that went on this news station to talk about it, they wanted to alert other people to what this person is doing. Whenever I pulled him up on the interwebs, like the detective that I am, he's listed again with all these other companies. He's also a realtor, so he's also tried to get some of these people to list their house with him, which feels like a real conflict of interest. Don't do that. And he tried to pressure some of them to list their house with him, but just shady all the way around. No one can seem to get a hold of him. I mean, I do have his address if anybody does need it because I found that on the internet. But yeah, just kind of like what a sucky person.
Wow, that really stinks. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well, and the thing is too, I get it. Estate sales are a lot of work, especially if you have 20 plus rooms. Even if you have a 3-bedroom house, a lot of these people, they've been collecting, they have stuff for over 50 years, 60 years. It's a lot of stuff to cull through. Estate sales are a lot of work. But again, if you have a contract in place and it says, hey, we're going to pay you 25% percent of profit, we are going to give you an itemized list of things that were sold, and those things don't happen, I feel like you got a good case to take to small claims court, civil court, something.
Man, like at least he didn't also kick a dog, allegedly. I mean,
We don't know.
yeah.
Maybe he does that every day. Maybe he is this generation's Cruella de Vil.
So this story is like just filled with excess. You've got these places that have 20 odd rooms. You've got this guy that is operating more than a dozen pseudo companies. And you got to think, the reason for that is a lot of cover, because if he does get caught up on something, I can't. No, okay, yeah, well, I can't provide restitution because I got to file bankruptcy. This company has to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
There's no money. And I'm just going to rotate to the next company and
Yeah.
do the same thing. Yeah.
And he's also trying to sell houses.
Yeah.
So anyway, but just for this story, the estate sale con man, I'm like, it's such a nasty business model that he has conjured up. And like I said, taking advantage of people in a spot that, let's not do that.
That might be a topic for future discussion, on
Karma?
this podcast is like, how exactly do people find a reputable estate sale company?
Oh, we already had that episode.
Oh, okay. Well, I never listen to these things, so great.
No,
I'm
my
hardly
friend,
here when we're recording.
I know. No, my friend Sarah had come on a couple of seasons ago and talked about the process of finding an estate sale company, because they did that with her parents' house. And also for people that may be in the same situation, her parents are still alive. They were just downsizing, moving into a assisted living facility. So they were still keeping a lot of their things. So her parents didn't have enough stuff for an estate sale company to actually want to do an estate sale for them. It just so happened that the stars aligned, and a house down the street from her parents' house, they were going to do an estate sale at that house. Well, that house, it got sold really fast, and they were going to demolish it and put in a new house there. So the estate sale company said, "Hey, we will do your parents' estate sale. Can we have the sale at your parents' house?" Because they needed to be able to put everything in one place. So that's how they ended up getting it. So it was just like everything lined up. But that process went really well for them. They got everything done. The house was done, sold, all that stuff. But anyway, Alan Davidson, if you're hearing this episode, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? I have your number. I have your address. Don't be a jerk. So, all right. You ready to round out this one with story number 3?
Yeah, here comes the blood and guts.
Okay, so this one I'm perturbed about, because it really shows the gaps in our legal system and our justice system.
Thank
So-
goodness there's been no examples of that being the case.
I know. Okay, so the criminal in this story, his name is Dwayne Wynn, and this took place in New Mexico. So, and so this actually took place in 2017. It's a little bit of an older story, but like it made me mad, so I'm talking about it today.
But I'm mad now.
So I'm calling this one the storage container burglar.
All right.
So Dwayne would go to the yards that would hold containers that had, like, you think of it like the pods now. And those are small containers that people can put stuff in as they're moving, as they need to make space in their house. Well, you can, not just the pods, but you can have large storage containers. So back in 2017, this was like the large storage containers. And they were being held on a lot. And for those that don't know or have never used one of these pod things, you put all your stuff in there, a company comes and picks it up, and they take it to either your new house or wherever you need your stuff at, or you can have it sent to a lot where it sits there until a future time where then you need to have it sent to wherever you need it to go.
So what you're talking about in 2017, kind of little before the pod thing became more mainstream, and you're talking about an actual shipping container.
Yes.
size thing. So if people have seen the pod things, those are like maybe a third or a quarter size of an actual shipping container. So for what you're talking about, that's the size
Yes.
of one of these things. Okay.
Yeah. And I will say too, these lots that are holding these storage containers, I mean, it's just a big empty lot. There's not a ton of security at that time. There wasn't a ton of security and all that stuff. So, what Dwayne was doing is he was going on these lots and he was cutting the contraption that opens the door. He wasn't cutting the lock. He was sawing off the metal piece that connected to the storage container. So the people there at the yard didn't know that anything was broken into until they had to physically go open up a door. And so, like, once they started to realize, like, oh, this is how this guy is stealing his stuff, then they were starting to track it a little bit better. Um, but he was going onto this lot, stealing stuff left and right. And they'd call the police, the company that owned the storage facility called the police. The police were like, "Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it." And or they were going really slow with this process. Well, the company that he was stealing from, they did a stakeout in front of his house.
Whoa.
And they got his address from a previous arrest record. So, like, they knew who the guy was, went into the public records, found his address, and just sat in front of his house.
But so like this is like 2017. So people like there's enough internet around at the time that you could totally like Google your way to finding out. I think this guy is ripping us off. We can find his address. Sorry, but like probably a couple of intrepid, junior female investigators, that were with the police force were able to pull that off to figure out where this dude lived and go camp out in front of his planes. That's
Well,
amazing.
so yeah, like they're sitting in front of his place. They can see him coming and going, right?
Right.
But like, how did they know that he actually had their stuff? And this is where the podcast episode turns to the stupid things that criminals do.
Okay.
Because he had a yard sale of all the stuff he stole.
He's he put it all out in public.
Yeah. He had it
Awesome.
on the front yard. He had bicycles. He had children's toys that he had stolen from these storage containers.
Like family portraits, things that are very obviously someone else's.
Yes. Well, and so while this company was like, "Oh my gosh, this is all of our stuff that he's been stealing," the police couldn't get a search warrant to go into the house to look for things. So again, the police still weren't getting involved. They weren't stopping this guy. Dwayne was actually he'd stolen items from 16 individual victims. So if you think of like 16 storage units, and then 4 contractors also had their tools stolen. So for a lot of commercial contractors, they will house their, especially like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, if they have a lot of tools, they want to store it somewhere that they know, hey, it's going to be safe, or they think it's going to be safe and all that stuff. So he was stealing contractors' tools. So this story came out in 2017 of this is what all he was doing. I think he actually did get arrested for this, but the charges from stealing the storage containers were actually thrown out. I mean, like, did they contaminate a crime scene? I don't know what happened. But since 2017, Dwayne has been arrested 8 times for
Wow.
stealing cars and drug possession. And part of it also goes to a larger thing of like, again, drugs and yard sales don't mix. A lot of people do commit these routine crimes that they do over and over again because of an addiction or something like that. But yeah, I think for a lot. So even though he's been arrested 8 times, like he gets probation or under house arrest or something. I'm going,
Yeah, it's like usually that's reserved for judges that like to drink and drive. But
yeah. But apparently Dwayne Wynn in New Mexico, the jail system's like, we really don't have room for him. Just slap him on the wrist and let him go. So, but I thought it was when I was going through all the news articles about, I was like, wait, what? A burglar had a yard sale of all the stolen items. um, And again, I know that we have no criminals listening to this podcast, but don't do that. Don't steal something and then put it out into a yard sale.
I really hope this guy, if he allegedly did these things, I really hope at some point in one of these sales he has something, some sign, some like these prices, these deals are a steal.
Ah, 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 ah. Well, the other thing, I mean, I also
Price is so low, they're criminal.
You got any more? You got
No.
okay. I mean, I think everyone out there knows that there are people out there that they will steal something and then try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, and there's criminal activity left and right in this type of thing. But I'm just going, for someone who's stealing that much at one time and then having a yard sale of it. And then also kudos to the company that was like, we're just going to sit in front of his house and watch him.
Yeah.
But then it's also frustrating where like the charges got thrown out. He's not arrested. They didn't get their stuff back, or it's held in like, in what do you call it? I was going to say witness protection. I was like, they don't hold items in witness protection.
The lamp saw too much.
Yeah. The bicycle knows things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, again, it's all the true crime that I wanted to bring today, and just kind of like, okay, people, 1, don't do drugs. 2, don't steal from people. 3, just be a decent person. That's all I'm asking. Is that too much?
It's not asking too much. Not like especially in a secondhand market. Absolutely.
Yeah. The other thing is too, I mean, estate sales, yard sales, garage sales, it's such a community type thing because it's your local community type thing. And then you have people that infiltrate it and just up to no
That's a
good.
great point. I mean, like secondhand sale situations, there's a kind of an aspect of vulnerability to it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not having a sale at your house or even on your yard, the fact is these strangers are looking at your stuff, and that feels like a bit of like exposure, and feels kind of vulnerable, and you want there to be a lot of good faith in this thing. Of course, it's priced at $1.25, and of course I'll end up selling it to you for 25 cents. It's not the point. But like the real point is that we can have this exchange in a way that everybody's cool, because I'm being really open by just airing out my life here, and a lot of people are turning up their nose at stuff that I thought was cool at some point. And there's a lot of faith in your fellow man to be like, please don't hold this against me. Don't read too much into how much of these things I've collected. And you're right, when somebody kind of violates that unspoken agreement,
Yeah.
it does, it bums you out.
Well, then I'm kind of laughing to myself because I'm like, man, I really wish I had gone to Dwayne's yard sale, because if he has the bike marked at like $10, I'm like, hey, would you take 5 for it? And be like, no, it's not even his stuff. Just take the $5.
Oh, he would. He would. Yeah.
But anyway, that's my 3 stories of true crime that people just suck.
Well, I mean, knowing the smash hit of a lot of your R-rated crime podcasts out there, next time feel free to like go into the murder stuff. That's what sells.
Well, there is another story that I may do on a future episode that police are still looking for clues about something. So that is a future episode. That requires a little bit more research than what I had time to do today.
Oh, sounds like another serial type situation. We're going to break the case.
Yeah, that's also a lot more interviews. But yeah, we'll probably talk about it in the future episode. So that's what I got for this week.
All right. Thank you, Julie.
Bye.
Bye.